Hey everyone, it is tea time with the diva. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we're going to get into it. This tea time is dedicated to Diddy and his legal team. Listen, they're staying in the courts lately. Just the other day, they asked the judge to let him out on bond yet again. He wants bail. He wants to get out while he awaits his October 3rd sentencing. In the midst of that, we also heard that Donald Trump is highly considering a pardon. He's waiting for the judge to respond to this latest bail request. And it's being said that if the judge denies it again, then Trump may make a pardon decision sooner than later. If the judge lets him out, then he'll wait to sentencing and then he'll decide on the pardon. But in the meantime, yet again last night, Diddy's legal team filed some more paperwork. And in the filing of their paperwork, they want either the judge to just do a whole acquittal on this Mann Act charges, because they're saying Diddy should have never been charged with it anyway, based upon the definition. And if no acquittal, he wants a new trial on those two charges. And I said to myself, listen, for the people that come to me all the time, I ain't going to have to really explain myself. For those, that don't know me and how I covered this Diddy trial, go back and watch some videos before you say something crazy to me in the description of this particular video, in the comments of this particular video. But let me say this. Sometimes I feel you need to leave well enough alone. Diddy, and I said it from the beginning that this case was a circus, that they didn't have the evidence for the charges they were charging him with. Said it from the beginning. But when I say let's leave well enough alone, let's leave well enough alone. You got a jury that acquitted you of the main charges, right? And then you got convicted on the two lesser charges. And now you're saying, well, you should have never been charged with that. Well, I don't disagree with you based upon the definition of the Mann Act, but your lawyers had an opportunity to fight that, and they missed the window of opportunity. And now you want us to use the taxpayer dollars so you could get a do-over? Your lawyers knew that the Mann Act was on the table as part of the charges. Instead of them closing out the case and not bringing a witness and not really saying anything, they should have addressed this whole Mann Act situation right then and there. They should have known up front and said all of this stuff that you're saying now, that nobody in history that is considered to be like a John who did not sleep with these people were ever charged with such a crime. So therefore, based upon the definition in and of itself, you can't find this man guilty because he didn't do the stuff they're saying he did based upon the Mann Act definition. For you to come back later, no, your lawyers messed up. They should have argued this in the beginning, but that's a diva thought. Y'all got to let me know yours. Hold on, let me share a screen so we could get more into this story. So Diddy wants a new trial. I'm just a voyager, an amateur person that records people having relations. Mann Act doesn't apply to me. Diddy wants his conviction on 2 counts of the Mann Act overturned, and if not, he's demanding a whole new trial on those charges, according to the new docs filed late Wednesday night. It's pretty stunning, but in the docs obtained by TMZ, Diddy and his defense team make the case for Judge Ron Subramanian changing the Mann Act conviction to an acquittal. Here's why. The Mann Act involves transporting someone across state lines for the purpose of relations. But Diddy team said they believe he's the only person ever convicted under the statute who did not make money off of it. And I do agree with that. He didn't make any money off of this. And that's part of the definition of the Mann Act. Did not have relations with an alleged P and did not arrange the P's transportation. But see, that is, I will say this, that is the prosecutor's fault because they had no co-conspirators, right? Or they let the co-conspirators, so to speak, be witnesses and gave them all immunity. But again, all of this is true, what they're saying. But my problem is, why didn't his lawyers say this during the trial? Translation, he's done none of the things spelled out in the Mann Act. True. Remember, during the trial, none of the S workers, nor Cassie Ventura or Jane, testified Diddy engaged in sex with the S workers. They all said he was either watching and or recording the freak off sessions as the woman had relations with the hired people. Testimony also revealed it was typically the woman, not Diddy, who made all the arrangement, travel, compensation, and hotels for the S workers involved in the freak-offs. Further, they said Diddy's S involvement was basically voyeurism, and they point out multiple state courts have held that paying for voyeurism to watch other people have relations is not the P word. Okay. These are pictures of some of the workers that they utilize, allegedly. Okay. Now, Diddy also says the male S workers they hired were not only consenting, but they enjoyed the activities and had friendships with Cassie and Jane, and were not merely traveling to have sex for money. In other words, they were all good buddies. We're not sure how much of a difference that will make, legally speaking, but there it is. Finally, Diddy says the freak-offs were protected under the First Amendment because they were recording as because they were recording, or as they put it in the docs, producing amateur P for later private viewing. Now, if the court does not overturn his Mann Act convictions, counts 3 and 5 in the federal indictment, Diddy's defense says he deserves a new trial, where only evidence related to those counts is admitted. Specifically, his lawyers say that would exclude the Cassie beating video. According to the new docs, that evidence was only admitted in his trial because of the RICO and S trafficking charges, of which he has been acquitted. And if Diddy were only facing the Mann Act charges, the infamous Intercontinental Hotel footage wouldn't be relevant and would only be unfairly prejudicial. Diddy's legal power move has here comes on the heels of TMZ breaking the story. President Trump is already considering a pardon for Diddy and can make a decision as soon as the judge makes a decision on Diddy's latest motion to be released on bail ahead of his October sentencing. What's clear now is Diddy not only wants his freedom, but he wants it with a clean legal slate. Oh God, this is a lot. He wants a clean legal slate. I just think that all of these relevant points that they're making now, they should have made during the trial. It's not like this Mann Act was a hidden, charge for them and they didn't know. Let's just take a listen.
The internet's buzzing. Yeah. I mean, about Diddy, the case and everything. What's your take on the verdict? Do you think that the jury was in the right about it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the crime. And that's my, if being freaky is not really a crime. So now it was some freaky stuff going. It was getting freaky deaky around there, but wasn't no crime. I don't see the crime. I mean, if that's the case, everybody in Hollywood going to jail this week because this the freakiest place on planet Earth. But yeah, I don't see the crime. I think Puff got out. I think Puff got off because he was supposed to get off. So it's what it is.
I know. I mean, you worked with Cassie before. I mean, do you think that she's truly a victim in all this? A lot of people feel like Diddy didn't nearly get enough time, for what she went through. What do you think?
Now, in terms of his relationship with Cassie, that's personal. I love Cassie. That's my homegirl. And that's a relationship. They was in love for years, together for years. So it's hard to really gauge what it is, but a man should never put his hands on a woman. All that type of stuff is out. That's out. All that extra stuff is out. So if it comes down to an assault situation, something like that, that makes sense. But in terms of their relationship and what she was willing to do for her man and all that, I think I really don't know. That's some girlfriend, boyfriend.
So looking back at it, did you feel like anything was off when you were working with her? Like anything now that you're like on hindsight?
Honestly, she did seem a little depressed here and there. You know what I'm saying? She did see a little depressed, a little bit. I always used to ask her, like, you good? She snapped back into being bubbly, but something going on. But I mean, for me, it's weird because I know Puff fam, then my family, Christian, that's like my kid. Kim Porter used to be part of my management team. Like I know all of them. They're all family. And then Cass is fam too, and she's always been sweet and cool. So I don't know. It's weird. I just stay out of. I try to stay as far. I make the hits. Hey, you need
Yeah.
you need a hit record. They'll say you want to launch a technology company, something that got to do with. You know what I'm saying? We over there, but yeah.
So do you think that this changes anything for women in the industry, especially younger artists, right? I mean, this kind of changes a lot for the industry. You being in the industry as long as you've been in it.
Right. Does it change anything for women? Now, I mean, it's getting scarier for men, for me, because everything you do is you're now even, flying girls out. You got to be careful doing that because now that's human trafficking. And everything you could think of is all kind of, it's like, yo, I met a girl. She was pretty. I flew her out. We went to Turks. Now it's human trafficking. So it's like, you got to be extremely careful. And that's why I suggest staying in a relationship. That's the punchline, because everything else is for the birds. It's like, but then again, you're in a relationship and then you at the freak off. I don't know what's going on no more.
No, but that's good advice.
Yeah,
like, so staying in a relationship when you're in the
relationship's
music
a safe
industry.
place.
The relationships are the safe place. I mean, ask Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp on his show last night, Nightcap. He addressed, being let go from ESPN and said he's at peace. He's good. Yeah, well, you fumble the bag. I mean, what else? You can't fall apart. I guess you are gonna be good. It is what it is at this point, right? But back to this Diddy thing. I think we had the trial, right? They asked for a jury of his peers. He got it. He got acquitted on the most serious charges. If his lawyers really felt that this Mann Act, it shouldn't have been, they should have addressed it during the trial. Now, that's a diva thought. Let me know yours. Chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.